I heard you want to learn calligraphy this year. I got you. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I am a calligraphy artist and physical therapist, and I share content on all things calligraphy, business tips for calligraphers, and wellness and self-care for creatives. And in today's video, we are diving into an exciting topic. We're going to be talking about how to learn calligraphy as a new hobby in 2024. Let's get into it. So there's a lot of people talking about glowing up in 2024, and I feel like a great way to do that and just really elevate yourself is to have a new hobby going into the new year. In the midst of a busy life, a hobby can really be like a sanctuary for self-expression, personal growth, self-care, just a way to kind of calm down from everything that's going on. I feel like having a new hobby is a chance to escape your daily grind, recharge, get away from technology and just the whole digital world and social media, and just really unlock some new and hidden talents. I feel like in our fast-paced world, having a hobby really just isn't a leisure these days. It's a key to personal transformation that radiates some amazing energy and can really help in facilitating your own glow up. So if calligraphy sounds like the perfect hobby for you, then you're definitely going to want to tune in to this whole entire video. But first, let's start with the basics. So what exactly is calligraphy? By definition, calligraphy is the art of beautiful and expressive handwriting. It's a visual form that has a rich history that dates back centuries. For me personally, it's a creative escape that I have been practicing since 2015, and it's a great form of self-expression and really a great form of self-care also. First, there are a ton of benefits, whether they're artistic or personal. One, it's a very relaxing hobby. It's therapeutic, it's relaxing, it gets you away from your technology. It's a great activity that helps you just slow down, great for mindfulness. It allows you to be present and in the moment, and it's a great way to express your creativity while improving your focus and concentration. Second, calligraphy is a whole vibe, okay? It's an experience. I feel like calligraphy is really making a comeback, and it's increasing in popularity these days. I'm seeing a lot more people on social media who are interested in calligraphy, who want to learn calligraphy, so that really makes me happy to see, and I wanted to provide some guidance as a professional calligrapher on how you can really learn calligraphy this year, or really anytime that you're interested. So before you dive into learning, let's quickly chat about the different types of calligraphy that you can learn. Calligraphy comes in a variety of styles, and each one has its own little nuances and different techniques that are important to be mindful of. So the main types of calligraphy that you're going to see are traditional or modern. Traditional is exactly like it sounds. It's a little bit more traditional. There's specific rules and guidelines and tools that you have to use to achieve a certain look. Modern calligraphy, it's a little bit more free-flowing. You have more flexibility to really create and make your own script and style out of the calligraphy that you're learning. There's also different types of tools that you can use. There's brush lettering calligraphy, where you're using either a paintbrush or just brush pens, which I recommend for beginners. It's a great way to really get into it. And then there's also pointed pen, which most people think of when they hear calligraphy. It's using the dip pen and ink, which I love. There's also different styles like faux-ligraphy, which is fake calligraphy, where you're not using necessarily a brush pen or a pointed pen, but you can use a marker, a pen, you can use chalk pen, and there's a certain technique that you can do with that to get the effect of calligraphy without really using the proper calligraphy tools. So I recommend figuring out which style or technique or types of tools that you're most drawn to or have access to, and start with that. If you don't know where to start, I personally recommend brush lettering. I feel like that's a great entrance to calligraphy for beginners. It's not as intimidating as the dip pen and ink. All you need is a brush pen and paper, and it will allow you to learn the techniques of calligraphy with very simple tools. All right, now let's get into the 3 best ways to learn calligraphy this year. And those ways are YouTube, taking an in-person or virtual workshop or class, then lastly, taking an online course. So let's start with number 1. Number one is YouTube. I feel like YouTube is one of the easiest ways to start your calligraphy journey by watching YouTube tutorials. There are a ton of talented artists online on YouTube, social media, even Instagram, TikTok, where you can watch their videos, you can just binge them and learn their techniques. And I feel like it's a great way to just kind of get your feet wet and try on your own from home for free. I feel like the main con to this is because you're just watching, you're not able to get any feedback for what you're doing. And so you might see what you want to do or be trying to replicate what you see online, but you're having a hard time like actually apply the technique on your own because you're by yourself and you don't really have anyone to ask feedback or questions to. But it is a great way to get started if you're just, wanting to learn and trying to figure out what style you like. Here on this channel, I'll be sharing some beginner calligraphy tutorials soon, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not already so that you don't miss out on those if you want to learn from me. The second way to learn calligraphy this year is to take a class in person or online. Again, there are a ton of calligraphy instructors who teach classes in person and even virtual workshops, myself included. I love teaching workshops. I don't do them as often as I used to, but it is a great way to learn. There's local workshops or classes that can provide like direct feedback and a great sense of community. There's art schools, community centers, sometimes your local library can offer calligraphy workshops. And then also there's tons of local artists that may be offering classes in your area. I personally, this is my favorite option. This is how I learned calligraphy. My very first class was a brush lettering workshop. I took multiple classes after that initial workshop and I learned different techniques and how to use different tools, and I practiced a lot on my own. So if you're more of a hands-on person and you want that one-on-one feedback, then I highly recommend taking a local class. I will say after taking an in-person class or workshop, you do have to practice on your own afterwards to keep building upon what you've learned. It's not like you show up to the class, you learn the techniques, and then you're good. Calligraphy really is a journey. So you learn the techniques and then you practice a lot on your own just to reinforce the knowledge that you've gained. All right, last one, number 3 is taking an online course. Online courses are great because they offer flexibility to learn at your own pace. If you don't have anyone local near you who is teaching in-person classes, or if you can't find any like live workshops virtually online, or if you just want a more advanced option that really deep dives into learning the techniques in calligraphy, then online courses are definitely going to be your thing. Many different platforms that provide comprehensive calligraphy courses that have structured lessons, and I think this is a great option for those who might have a busy schedule or prefer a more guided learning experience that has a little bit more structure. I feel like this is also great for those who may have taken an intro or like a beginner class in person, but you're ready for more advanced techniques or you need more learning and more tips. Sometimes you might forget what was said at an in-person class, and so like an online course that's more in-depth, it's structured, it's laid out like you're taking a class in college or something. It can be nice to have that resource to go back over and over again and relearn and rewatch those videos. If you are interested in this option, I have an online course for pointed pen calligraphy. It's called Modern Calligraphy Masterclass, and it's a step-by-step course that teaches you everything that you need to know to learn pointed pen calligraphy and start your own modern calligraphy journey. I'll put the link to that course in the description below. So to recap what we talked about today, we covered what calligraphy is, why you should have this as a new hobby. We explored some different calligraphy styles that could be interesting to look into. And we talked about the 3 best ways to kickstart your calligraphy journey by either watching YouTube videos online, taking an in-person class or workshop, or registering for an online course. Whether you choose a YouTube tutorial or find a class or sign up for an online course, I feel like the key is to really just enjoy the process and have fun with your newfound hobby. I also want to say that if you're really determined to learn calligraphy this year, I highly recommend to get your calendar out and pick a day to start learning. For me, if it's not in the calendar, it's not going to happen. So either do some research, find a class, and then sign up for it, or pick a day that you're going to like find a channel or find a YouTube video to start learning your calligraphy so that you have a set start day for learning your new hobby. So hopefully this video has inspired you to pick up a pen and start your calligraphy journey, or at least given you some options to learn. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more calligraphy content, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Happy lettering, guys, and I will see you in the next video.